today we're going to be talking about if it is the right time to launch a group coaching program or offer. Your mind is going to be blown. You're going to walk away with some clarity, whether you're a new business owner or a established CEO. This is going to answer some great questions for you and open up if the time is now. Okay, ladies. Are you a Holy Spirit-led woman called to build a faith-based online business that disrupts the culture, sets people free, and leaves a legacy for the generations? If so, welcome to the Set Apart Online Business Podcast, the podcast for Christian coaches, course creators, entrepreneurs, and ministry leaders who are ready to scale to 6 and 7 figures without compromising their calling, and all while building set-apart families and set-apart businesses. I'm your host, Ashley June, MBA, 7-figure business coach, homeschool mama of 3, and founder of Eden, the Mastermind, and the Selah Collective group coaching program. I help women like you launch, grow, and scale biblically based online businesses that create income, impact, and kingdom legacy in less time. I'm talking 5 to 15 hours a week. You can build a life of freedom for your family through building generational wealth and all while having fun. So yes, ladies, I am often surfing in Costa Rica or sneaking away on ski trips in our beautiful Colorado mountains with my little crew. Here, we talk about business strategy, funnels, sales, launching, scaling, motherhood, culture, and the Holy Spirit edge of entrepreneurship. Because building a set-apart online business means stepping into the business battlefield with boldness, discernment, and the armor of God. Because God has set you apart and you don't have to build your online business like the world. So grab your electrolytes or reheat that same cup of coffee for the 3rd time. And let's step into today's episode with big visions and radical boldness. Let's go, girls. Okay, ladies, welcome to today's episode. We're going to be talking about if you are ready to launch that group offer, right? A group coaching program, a group offer, some type of offer where you get to serve as one person, many people, right? I am excited to record this episode, not only because we are on episode 250 of the podcast. That's insane, ladies. That's like a huge accomplishment, right? But I specifically have a heart for group coaching programs and community experiences. And so it's going to be a really fun episode to share this information with you because I think it's kind of like my secret sauce. I think it's something that has made my business so special, right? And I have some great wisdom and knowledge on if it's ready. And this is stuff that I talk to my students about all the time. In the meantime, ladies, if you have an online business, whether you're just starting to dream up ideas for it or you are like an established CEO, I have an amazing assessment tool for you, okay? This is the Kingdom Seasons Quiz. This is actually going to walk you through questions. It's only going to take 3 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes, okay? And in this quiz, we are going to give you actual action steps and things that you need to be working on in your online business tomorrow, right? A lot of being online is discerning the season that you are in, trying to figure out like, Lord, what do you want me to do? But there are going to be 4 distinct different seasons that you ladies are going to walk through. And I'm going to give you literally the best advice that you need for each of these seasons, okay? So go to the Kingdom Seasons quiz. The link is in the show notes, and yeah, take the quiz. Go get your free assessment, guys. It's really, really awesome. Okay. So like I said, I love group coaching programs. They're just my favorite way to deliver things online, especially in this day and age. Not only do I love them because you get to serve like as one person, you get to serve many, many people. It's very efficient, right? But the amazing thing is the time it takes to deliver is the same with one client as it is 100 clients. Okay. So it's pretty crazy to think that I could serve one client and spend all this time in one client, or I could sign 100 clients and spend about the same time, right? Of course, we're not going to get into the logistics of admin and some of the different pieces of that. But the reality is that like you don't necessarily get capped on how many clients you can take when you have a group model, right? When you have a one-to-one model, you get very capped, right? And so even when I had a local business, I was providing a service. Ultimately, that was a one-to-one service, right? And so I would get capped on how much, I could deliver or how much money I was able to make because I was only one person serving one person at a time. Okay. And so group programs are truly, truly amazing, or being able to serve in a way that you're not kind of tied up, and just trading time for dollars, because it is so incredibly scalable. But that's not even my favorite part of it, guys. My favorite part is that you can build community. And like I said, that's a huge part of my heart for group programs. And like, you honestly don't realize how much you need your peers, and you need people to talk to, and people around you who are maybe in alignment with your beliefs, your values, your struggles, all the things. But you also don't even realize how much you can actually learn from these people. Okay. And so building a community, building a group of some sort is so amazing, because it can sustain itself in so many ways. And so, in fact, my very first coaching offer actually was a group coaching program. And so I don't always believe that you need to start with one-to-one coaching, but I wanted to record this episode to kind of talk about what offer, is going to be right for you at this stage. Because ultimately, you're not all going to be ready to start with a group, right? It doesn't matter necessarily if you're at the beginning of your business journey or in the middle of it, right? Like, it really, like, you need to be making sure that you're kind of experiencing these things, right? And so that's why I wanted to talk today about if you are ready to specifically launch a group program or a group offer or service of some sort. The alternative truly would be one-to-one coaching or a one-to-one service, right? A done-for-you type experience, a VIP experience, right? Like the one-to-one element versus being able to deliver teaching, resources, whatever that might be to a group. So, and another reason that I'm talking about this is because I have a lot of clients who want to launch group programs, and sometimes I have to like reel them back in, and we have to go back to the logic of this and say, what offer is going to make the sense initially? A lot of the times the offer that you start with is not going to be the offer that you finish with, but you kind of have to build some momentum, you have to build some credibility, and you have to just get going. And so yeah, let's dive in. Okay, so the first sign that you are ready to launch a group program is that you have a pre-built audience of some sort. This is the big kicker, you guys, okay? You can't start a group program with no audience or following. Sometimes this doesn't need to be huge though, okay? But you do need a place of influence, okay? So when I launched my very first group program, it was to my local community. I was well known for success in the local photography industry, and I feel like I talk about being in the local business or in the photography space all the time. But I was well known for success in that area. Okay. Like my peers actually saw me booking clients because you could see, like, I was always taking pictures of people, right? Or like they could find me on the first page of Google, or, would see that, oh, like I photographed that wedding or whatever it was. And so like they knew that like I was successful. Okay. And then also on that same note, you guys, I poured into friendships and relationships unknowingly in my local community for years, because I ran a local Facebook group with another friend, and we would do things where we would host little like retreat getaways together, and we would host little outings, like coffee outings, or it was like a summer day, take the kids to the brewery. It's a very Colorado thing, you guys. So not to not to be weird, but we would just be like, hey, bring your kids, and everyone come to the brewery, because all the kids could just run around like the grass there, and there was lots of space, right? And so anyway, like I poured into friendships and relationships unknowingly for years with my local community. Okay. That gave me a start. That gave me some street credibility, right? When I decided to go online. And so maybe you already have a Facebook group, a YouTube channel, some type of audience. That still might not be enough though. Okay. Because like to some extent you need actual proof that people will pay you for this thing, right? Like that they'll actually pay you. Like you need people who are like wanting what you do, or like this knowledge so bad that they're like, waiting to pay you, right? Just because you have an online following doesn't mean that things will necessarily convert. At the same time, if your audience is deeply, deeply connected to you and there is lots of conversation and buzz and the communities that you've been building is maybe kind of active, like if you have if you're really on YouTube or a Facebook group or whatever, right? Like there's conversation, then I think the chances are much higher that a group would work, right? But the thing is, like at the end of the day, like if you don't have a pre-built audience that you're going to market to, you don't want the pressure of signing people up for a group program before you have any clients, right? And then your group, ends up being a group of one. And I've actually seen this happen several times when clients have tried to launch a group program too early. Like maybe they just had one client come in and it's literally like a group of one, right? And so you have to make sure that like you have an audience that you can launch to, and that like this audience is actually like an audience that you really, really, truly would believe would convert. And this can be local or online, right? Local or online. Okay. The second sign that you know that you're ready to launch a group program is if you're starting to feel capped in one-to-one, right? So like honestly, like you should start to feel a little bit capped before you open a group experience. You should be in that spot where you are feeling the pain of like not having enough time, needing more efficiency. And what this means is that like you're really ready for a different structure and you need like more options for clients, right? Like you need more options because you just physically cannot deliver like one-to-one all the time, right? This also allows you, if you have like a group structure of some sort, you can keep one-to-one services or offers, but they can be for like higher end clients, right? And so like if you look at like my one-to-one, I charge a lot for like my serious one-to-one, right? And I sort of have a middle tier. I have a mentoring tier, which is sort of like a mini one-to-one, right? But like I have a VIP one-to-one where, I charge a very, high price for that because you get a lot of my attention, right? Like in your business and all the things, right? And so when I launched my very first group offer, I was coming out of a local business where I actually was feeling pretty capped one-to-one, right? And even though it was a different offer, kind of going back, like I was ready, like to go into that group experience from the beginning. Okay. So sign number 3, guys, is that you're ready to pour into an actual launch process. Okay. So to fill a group, especially for the first time, like you're typically going to need like an open and close cart process. That means that like you need to devote time to launching this thing correctly, putting it out there, details, sales content, having the conversations, opening the wait list, yada, yada, yada. Like you really have to have, or you have to be ready to actually run like an actual decently sized marketing push to close like when your group starts, right? And eventually you can open up like a rolling offer and bring people in every day. But the thing is, like if you're launching a group program for the first time, once again, you don't want to launch with a group of one, like you want to actually launch with a group. Okay. And so I've actually honestly found too, that in my programs, I will launch, and bring cohorts in at the same time. And those are my biggest periods for signing like groups of clients. And I still have clients that are trickling in day to day. And that's actually something that we're really going to be working on to a deeper extent this year. Just more of like our passive funnels and evergreen things, but I have a great program to pour them into. However, going back, I have great success when I have open cart, closed cart, and specifically to bring in a new cohort, right? So the very first time you launch a group program, like you really do need to have an open cart and a closed cart, right? Number 4, you have clients to grandfather into the group. Okay. This is what I'm going to call kind of like a cheat code to get your group started right away. This is a great way to launch a group. You can take, beta clients and put them into a group. Or honestly, guys, if you have some trusted people who you would just let into your program for free or like a crazy discount in order to like literally fill the space with bodies, that is 100% worth it. And that might not be something that all coaches are going to like recommend to some extent, but I 100% think it's okay because like it helps you actually like have a group to start with, right? So to some extent, you might be able to skip some of the steps if you do this, but if you still don't have a pre-built audience, like that could be a problem moving forward, right? But if you're like, I'm nervous to launch it, I want to make sure I have at least a few people in there. You could go see past clients, relationships that you've had, friendships, all the things, and see if someone wants to come into your program and wants to, just kind of fill the body space, right? Obviously, you want people who are committed, to that process, people who are going to show up, converse, all of it. But that's a great way to get people into the group at the beginning, and then to kind of hedge your bet a little bit, right? So you don't feel all the pressure to have maybe all these high paying clients for your first group experience. Okay. Number 5, the 5th sign that you are ready to bring or to launch a group program is maybe you're ready to actually build an online course of some sort, right? And usually you build an online course when you start to feel like you've been answering the same thing in all of your one-to-one sessions, right? So perfect. Put that information into a course. You can teach one-to-many that way. And it's a great way to facilitate the education pieces of your program. Okay. And so if you have been in one-to-ones, you probably have a framework, a formula, some type of process that you're walking them through. And there's a ton of information that you repeat that literally you should be recording and keeping, in video modules or audio modules or something, so you don't continue to repeat that. Okay. So put that into an online course, and then once you actually launch your group program, right, you can have a resource for your clients to consume, to learn, and then you can use your group coaching calls for, application of some sort. And that's actually kind of how I run my programs. If I'm going to show up to run a call, I don't want to necessarily just be repeating information to people, right? And not that I don't do that, because sometimes you do, and you could structure your calls for that, the first round of your group or whatever it would be. But I have a course that teaches them the nitty gritty so they can spend time learning, on the private side of things. And then when they have me for a call, I can show up and I can actually apply what they've learned, on the private time into what we're doing on the call. And guys, this also removes the stress for me, because when I show up for my group coaching calls, I don't have to do anything to prepare, anything, right? I am ready. I know what I need to do. I don't have to prep things. And so literally it's me showing up on Zoom, helping walk through things that I have already taught, already know, and helping my students and my clients physically apply it. Okay. So ladies, I hope that this was so helpful, informative. I hope it kind of just sheds some light on where you should be. And if this is resonating, and if you are not, experiencing any of these 5 things, I am going to say that you most likely need to start with one-to-one coaching. Okay. And I also like to tell clients that that doesn't mean that you have to stay in that offer forever. In fact, I literally just had a call with one of my mentoring clients the other day, and we were talking through her beta strategy and all the things. And I told her that, I think what would be helpful for her is to see if she could sign maybe 3 one-on-one clients, because she's wanting to go straight into paid ads instead of, kind of the slower organic process. And I was like, why don't we set up ads, see if you can book 3 one-to-one clients, and then you can deliver to them without feeling the pressure of having to sign on a group and all the things, or spend the marketing money, to get in front of enough people. And then once you're done serving those one-to-one people, ask them to come into a group and then launch a group around that, right? After you have some proof, right? After you have an audience of some sort, after you have some clients to grandfather into the group, right? And when you're ready to pour more so into that launch process. Okay. So those are the most important things when it comes to launching a group. Ladies, do not forget, if you want to know the exact steps that you should be focusing on inside of your online business right now, go to the Kingdom Seasons Coaching Quiz. The link is in the show notes for this. It is honestly amazing. It's an assessment that literally gives you the action steps, and it is tailored to that exact place that you're in, whether you are the brand new newbie to the more established CEO. Yeah, it was the funnest thing to create and map out the different paths and the different things that y'all are experiencing. So go check out the Kingdom Seasons Quiz. Once again, the link is in the show notes, and I will see you guys later. Hey girl, hey! If you were loving this episode, please leave a 5-star rating and a written review on our show. If you happen to screenshot it and email it to us at team@wildandradiant.com, we're going to thank you, celebrate you, and we just want to make sure you're part of this Set Apart movement. Plus, ladies, other ladies will get to see this show. They will get to see the episodes, they will get to listen to all the goodies in here, and when you leave a review, you help us pop up easier for that show. So 1, we would love it if you would do that. 2, please share this episode with your business besties, the ones who are done with hustle culture, tired of watered down marketing, and ready to build Holy Spirit-led online businesses with fire, strategy, and biblical truth. I know you have one out there that you're thinking of right now, right? Share it, hit share, hit send, okay? And ladies, if you're looking to launch your online business and grow to that first 100K, I want you inside of the Sailor Collective. It's my signature group coaching space for Christian women who are ready to activate their calling and build with biblical clarity and proven strategy. If you've already hit 6 figures or well on your way, and you're ready to scale in a place of overflow and rest so you can get to your first 500K to 1 million, then you need to apply for Eden, the Mastermind, where kingdom leaders rise, multiply, and take spiritual and digital ground together. Lastly, ladies, head to ashleyjunco.com to learn more. I'm praying bold prayers over your business. Let's radically go do the thing. I'll see you in the next episode.